Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely rewire how you think about friendship. We usually treat hanging out with friends as this nice-to-have luxury for the weekend, if we have time. But we're going to dive deep into the hard biological science of social health to show you why human connection isn't just a quick mood booster, it's actually a biological necessity for your survival. Seriously. So, if you've been feeling a little disconnected lately, pay close attention. Because the research and strategies we're unpacking today are designed to fundamentally change how you live. Okay, let's dive into this with a number that honestly blew my mind. 1,000. That is the staggering number of fewer hours young people today are spending with their friends every single year, compared to just 20 years ago. I mean, if you break that down into a standard 40-hour work week, we are talking about 25 solid weeks of lost human connection time every year. That is a massive societal shift we're living through. And look, this massive drop in connection time, it's having a severe, measurable impact on us. If you're watching this and you're feeling lonely right now, I want to validate that immediately. You are absolutely not alone in feeling that way. Right now, 1 in 6 Americans reports feeling isolated or lonely most, or even all of the time. This isn't some sort of personal failure on your part. It's a full-blown modern epidemic. It's just a very natural symptom of our super busy, screen-heavy, constantly on-the-go society. So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to explore the scale of this modern loneliness epidemic, dig into the actual science of social health, contrast our real needs against our daily excuses, give you the highly actionable 5-3-1 connection formula, and finally, help you discover your own personal friendship style. Let's start by looking right at what we're facing in today's burned-out world.
Public health scientist Kasley Killam has this great way of framing it. She says to think of your health like a Greek temple. We all know about the physical health pillar, right? And the mental health pillar. But true health actually requires a third, equally strong pillar, social health. This is the dimension of your overall well-being that comes directly from your connections and relationships. And this is a big deal. The World Health Organization officially recognizes this as being just as critical as mental and physical health. So it's not just about a temporary feeling of happiness when you see a buddy. It's about the structural stability of your entire life.
Which brings us to the actual biology of why this matters so much.
So the crucial point is, chronic loneliness can actually increase your mortality risk by up to 53%. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a mortality toll comparable to smoking or obesity. On the flip side, people with strong friendships have a significantly lower risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia. We all know that ignoring your physical or mental health can literally be fatal. Well, the data proves the exact same thing is true for your social health.
And the neuroscience behind this is absolutely fascinating. In one study, researchers looked at the brain activity of people who had been completely isolated all day, and they compared it to people who just hadn't eaten all day. And guess what? The exact same brain regions were activated. Your brain on loneliness looks exactly like your brain on hunger. It's a biological cue. When you feel lonely, your body is literally signaling that you are starving for social nutrients, and you need to go out and get them.
And getting those social nutrients actually physically protects you. There's this wild study where researchers tracked how many supportive hugs a group of people received, and then they deliberately exposed them to a cold virus. The results were undeniable. The people with high social support and more hugs were way less likely to get sick, and if they did, their symptoms were far milder. Why? Because the dopamine and oxytocin released during that connection physically buffer your body against stress and inflammation. It's like an immune system superpower. And this brilliantly illustrates Kasley Killam's concept of the social muscle framework. Building your social health is exactly like going to the gym for physical exercise. It requires deliberate, varied effort. First, you stretch by putting yourself out there, seeking new opportunities, maybe joining a new group. You rest by taking necessary alone time when you're feeling a bit socially drained. You tone by doing the actual work to deepen your existing relationships. And you flex to sustain and just enjoy the long-term bonds you've already built. But of course, life gets in the way, so we need to have a little tough love conversation about friction. I want you to act as your own internal BS detector for a minute. We see a ton of advice online these days about protecting your peace. But when you're about to cancel plans, ask yourself, are you truly protecting your peace, or are you kind of just making an excuse to isolate? Human connection takes effort, it's messy, and a stunning 73% of people actually admit to canceling plans just to stay home alone, even while they actively complain about wanting closer friendships.
We have to get really honest about the difference between a valid boundary and a limiting excuse.
If you are dealing with genuine medical burnout, severe grief, or an abusive relationship, that is a valid boundary and you absolutely need space. But saying, I don't know, I have nothing to wear, or I'm just too tired after work, those are excuses. And here is the highly counterintuitive truth. Unless you are medically exhausted, social connection is the exact biological antidote for that everyday work fatigue. Seeing a supportive friend isn't a chore that drains you, it's the exact medicine that will re-energize you.
Now, what about social anxiety? It is an incredibly common, very real feeling. But here's the thing. Research consistently proves that our insecurities are basically lying to us. In multiple studies, people consistently underestimated how much a stranger liked them after a conversation. Plus, people drastically underestimated how much an acquaintance appreciated receiving just a quick check-in text. The data is super clear on this. People actually like you way more than you think, and they actively want to hear from you.
So how do we actually fix this day to day? Let's get into a highly actionable playbook.
This is Kasley Killam's 5-3-1 formula, and it's a game changer. Step 1. Interact with 5 different people weekly. Having diverse ties, like chatting with a colleague, your barista, or a neighbor, is vital for your baseline health. Step 2. Keep at least 3 close, meaningful relationships. And Step 3. Spend 1 hour a day connecting. Now don't panic. You don't need to find a solid, uninterrupted hour. That time is entirely cumulative. 5 minutes chatting after a meeting, a 10-minute phone call in the car, 20 minutes talking with your partner at dinner, it all adds up to your daily hour of social nutrients.
Let's move to and see how this builds into real life, especially with a busy schedule. You have to optimize. When a meeting ends 5 minutes early, go for connection first. Shoot a text to a friend instead of instantly doom scrolling. Capitalize on micro moments by sending a quick audio note while you're making coffee. Put long-distance friendships on autopilot by scheduling a recurring monthly calendar invite so you don't even have to deal with the scheduling logistics. And finally, just do what you love, but do it with others. Join a group based on your hobbies so you organically build shared experiences without it feeling forced.
Finally, let's figure out how you personally operate when it comes to socializing. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is figuring out where you and your friends fit into these 4 main styles. The butterfly, they thrive on frequent, casual connection, and they make everyone in the room feel comfortable. The wallflower prefers selective, infrequent connection, and they're typically those incredible, empathetic listeners. The firefly loves infrequent but very deep, meaningful connections, and the evergreen desires frequent and deep connection constantly. Knowing your own style is huge because it stops you from taking it personally when an evergreen friend texts you all day or when a firefly friend disappears for a week to recharge their batteries. We all just need different things. I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from the research. Taking care of your social health is a way to change your life and change the world. Because here is the truly beautiful thing about social health. Unlike hitting the gym or going to therapy, which mostly just benefit you individually, social health is entirely bidirectional. When you reach out to connect, you are directly improving the biological and mental health of the person you're connecting with too. It is literally a win-win for human biology. So my final question to you is this. Who is one person you can send a quick message to right now? Seriously, don't wait for the perfect moment. Pick up your phone, push through that initial friction, and start toning your social muscle today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.